I served as a pastor for a long time, and for the majority of that time, one of my best friends was also an attorney. So through the years, I was happy to hear advice and counsel from my dear friend. One of the things that he told me many, many times was, Dan, be sure you practice due diligence. From a legal perspective, due diligence means that we're taking all reasonable care and precautions. Due diligence means that we make sure that all of our entrances and exits are well lit and that there are handrails along staircases. In fact, I remember a Baptist church in South Georgia several years ago that suffered a great lawsuit because a visiting lady walked down a back porch that was not lit and did not have handrails, fell and broke her leg. The jury found that the church did not practice due diligence. As a pastor, due diligence means making sure you have a nursery properly staffed with at least 2 people. You don't leave children in a room with just 1 adult. As a pastor, practicing due diligence also meant that you practiced a youth safety program to make sure that all of our children and young people, that the people that were overseeing them and teaching and guiding them were qualified and not a danger to our children and young people. So what does due diligence mean in the age of the coronavirus? Now, before I go on, I just want to say a couple of things. I believe that the massive shutdown of the world economy was a mistake. I also believe that much of the information that has come to us from the government and from health officials has been confusing. I admit all of that. But let me tell you this, I've had the coronavirus. This is not just a simple bug. When you get it, if you have the symptoms, you will get sick and many people die. So how do we define due diligence in the age of the coronavirus? One of the things that has shocked me over the last few weeks is the casualness by which many pastors and Christians have approached this. We're trying to get back to opening our churches and relaunching our churches and bringing people together again. And it seems to me that we're resisting due diligence. There are things we can do to provide safety for the people of God. If wearing a mask in church will help people feel safer and feel better, then wear the mask. The local church that I attend, every time you walk in the front door, they're taking our temperatures. If you have a temperature, you go home. We're sitting in groups. That's due diligence. I would suggest that pastors and singers should also preach and sing from behind a plexiglass. Therefore, we are not projecting our air and spittle out to the congregation. Due diligence means practicing reasonable care and caution. The Proverbs warns us that the complacency of fools leads to a disaster. I don't want us to be complacent. I want us to be able to provide a safe place for the people of God to be able to worship. Pastors and church leaders need to make sure that we're practicing due diligence. As we practice due diligence, as we take reasonable precautions, we'll make the church a safe place for the people of God. And then maybe we can move beyond this crisis.